So I believe the three most important questions for gas is one, the continued use of gas in building heating and industrial energy use, which are the largest component of global gas demand, and these are also applications which are quite difficult to replace with renewable energy, with wind and solar power. Now, there is a possibility to use electricity in these applications, but our view is that gas is going to continue to play a role, and even in a low-carbon economy in the form of biogas and hydrogen, it will very successfully complement renewables. The second question is in the electricity sector, where wind and solar electricity generation is growing very rapidly, but these are variable sources. So that's the question was the role of gas in complementing renewables and helping balancing the power system. And despite the very promising progress in digitization and electricity storage, we think that dispatchable gas-fired power plants will continue to play a critically important role in electricity security. And in fact, in our sustainable development scenario depicting the implementation of the Paris Agreement, gas-fired power generation capacity increases globally. And last but not least, today Asia, the most important region of the world economy, is dominated by coal in their energy supply. So the big question for gas is to what extent Asia can replace coal with gas, to what extent gas can play a role in reducing the environmental impact of coal. And there we have been very impressed by the progress that China has made in implementing air pollution policies, expanding its gas infrastructure and increasing the role of gas in the Chinese energy system. So in the short to medium term horizon, the most important development by far is the very large-scale investments in LNG export facilities in the United States. This benefits, of course, primarily from the rapid expansion of American shale gas production, where the technology of shale gas production has been improving very rapidly. The infrastructure is expanding, so the United States will be able to produce much larger quantities of shale gas in a very cost-efficient fashion than what will be absorbed by the domestic energy system. So this gas is available for exports, and also the Gulf Coast of the United States has already existing infrastructure, skilled labor, very strong project management skills. So American LNG projects so far have avoided the project delays and cost management problems that plague the industry in other regions. So the United States will drive the increase of global LNG capacity. It will expand by over 25% just in the next 5 years, largely due to the US. Now, on a bit longer time horizon, we think that further new clusters of global LNG will emerge. East Africa, the supergiant discoveries of Tanzania and Mozambique are going to be a basis of a new LNG cluster. Russia has done some very interesting and very impressive work in developing its Arctic LNG projects. And of course, we should not forget that Qatar has the largest gas resources in the world by far. And the Qatari government recently announced a new wave of LNG projects, which will further increase the already impressive role of Qatar in global LNG. On the market side, we expect that with the increasing diversification of supply, and especially the role of the transparent, flexible, market-based American supplies, we will see an emergence of a global commodity market for LNG. So the traditional model of LNG was long-term bilateral contracts. Long-term contracts will continue to play a role, but LNG will become more similar to oil in a sense that it will be globally traded, and the pricing in the different regions of the world economy will be increasingly linked by spot trading activity.